Hello and welcome. Today we're going to look at how many ways we can return the largest number from an array of arrays. Let's get right into it. Here's the problem. We are going to return an array consisting of the largest number from each provided subarray. In this case, they just gave me exactly 4 arrays. I'm not sure why, but that doesn't matter. Let's take a look at the first method that I came up with. We're going to do it like this here. So I'm just going to plop that in there. What I always like to do is I put an output here. Okay, that keeps my head in the game. I know exactly what I'm supposed to be returning here at the end. That way I never forget to return something. So what we did is I just said, okay, my output is going to equal array.map. Map, what it does is it returns an array that is filled with the result of running the passed in function on each element. Okay, so what that's going to do is it's going to go in and it's going to look at this array, it's going to pass that array into this function, this anonymous function, and then we're going to use array destructuring to put that here in math.max, and that's going to look like this here. Math.max, and what will happen is it'll just be like this here. This is what that'll look like. Then what I get back is an array full of just the right pieces here. So it'll just be the max, and it would come out to 5, 27, 39, and 1001. The other method, okay. Now what you can do there, by the way, is you could just shorten this down to this. You don't even need to set aside an output for that one. But like I said, I like doing that. This is for the last step here. Okay. Then what you might do, okay, if you wanted to spell that out a whole lot more, or if for some reason you're a fan of for loops, by all means, that's fine. So what we'll do instead is spread it out and really spell it out a lot more. And you might have come up with something like this here, where we use 2 for loops, and one is just nested inside the other. So here I've got standard for loop with I by convention, and then out here I set aside max, so that inside here I can say, hey, this is what I found, and then we can use it down here in this. So from here inside the nested loop, I use J because convention. You could name it maybe subarray if you wanted to, and that might help you kind of keep your head straight on it. And then what you do is you access the first array, right? And then that array, for example, the first time through is going to be this one. And then what we want to do is we want to access, so we're accessing this outside array first is I, and then we'll access J inside here. And then that allows us to get the max out of there. So it says, hey, is that bigger than the max? Just like I've done in other videos. And then it assigns this to max, and then it goes through it until it's looked at all of them. Once it's found the max, it goes outside and it says, hey, this was the maximum of all those, and then we return the output down here. Okay, we could do that here. Oh, actually we can't because we're still building it up here. And this is just destructuring, and I'm saying, hey, put this one in itself, and then append this onto the end of it. Okay. Then there's yet another way to do it. You could do another one-liner that looks like this. I just found this one today, actually. I was kind of proud of it because I've never used array.from before. What this one does is it takes the array inside of it, or it takes an array like object. So you could do a string, you could do another array, and so it's perfect for when we have these nested arrays, because then it runs this function on each one of the elements of this array like object, and that happens to be just like before, where we just pass in a function that runs math.max on that array, and then it builds an array and returns it. We're going to get the right answer there. Or, this is one you can do, but I don't like this one. It's just so ugly. I'd rather you spell it out. But this option here is let output equal the array, and then in the array we use the for each function, and what we do is run this function on it, and it's going to push the result of math.max on x into that array that's over there, and then return that. And I'd rather you just spell it out in your own for loop. I think it looks better. And this one, I just see you running into problems where you forget to assign output here, then suddenly you're pushing, you're using this push into another output somewhere else. I don't know. This just doesn't work quite right to me. I would use one of the other methods. The functional programming guys would hate you for that. That's all I've got today. Thank you very much for joining me. Have a great night. Bye.